What's up, everyone? Welcome to the video. I like to do my weekly series of the faction guide how-to. And this week we are going to focus on an amazing faction called the Free Cities. Now, recently, Drogo has been given iconic items. Well, an iconic item, which I have maxed out. And this will do really well for the team. Now, first of all, we have to go over the faction bonus. The Free Cities is known for their ability to reduce stamina cost on skills. If you have 3 to 5 members, you will reduce between 30 and 50%. Now, this is a faction where you do not need to have all 5 members of Free Cities. It is also one of the few factions that does not have full 5 legendary characters. As you can see in here, there are only 4 legendary characters, epics, and 8 common. So more to come in the future, I'm sure. However, this team, you do not need to use all 5 members. Just have 3 for the bonus. So you can go, let's talk about the leads. Well, there are 2 leads that are particularly good for this faction. And that is the Drogo lead, which all Free City members begin combat with 50% stamina. This is great with the stamina reduction. So that is the first lead. The second lead that I find quite interesting is Jorah's lead. Jorah and all allied protectors and fighters gain an indefinite 10% attack and 10% debuff at the start of battle. 10% defense is a big buff, and 10% attack is a nice buff to have as well. There are many fighters and protectors in the game that you can use. Let's go over the team. I do recommend for this team, again, 3 to 5 members in the Free Cities faction, but you don't need to use all of them. If you want to make someone faster, this is your chance. Mountain. Yes, I'm going to build Free Cities with the Mountain because he has a slow speed move. That is the mystery team I've been working on for a while. He is a slow speed move. However, when you pair him with Free Cities, 4 members of the Free Cities, that stamina reduction is 40%. Also works well with Jorah's 10% attack and 10% defense boost for the lead, which will make him tankier and hit harder. Now, you can use a lot of characters for the faction, but let's talk about the Free Cities. And the first one is Khal Drogo. Khal Drogo, just a fantastic character. He has an iconic where when he lands a critical strike, he strikes all other enemies for 150% physical damage. So this is basically an AoE. And then defeating an enemy with this strike will grant the Khal's dominance. That will be a guaranteed crit. And defeating an enemy with this will grant inspiration, which makes a whole bunch of red gems on the board, fuels him even more. The iconic also increases the critical strike chance, the critical damage, and the attack. He is a crit machine, and he has a very fast speed move, so you will be using his move a lot. And he has a high crit rate to start. With the iconic, right now it's at 50% crit rate. If I upgrade his skill, it can go to 55%. That's before anything. And he does a ton of damage. Then when he defeats an enemy with the skill, he will gain the Khal's dominance. So that is the 100% critical strike chance guaranteed. But I like my chances with 50%. I like my chances with flipping the coin to get that AoE. He also has a beautiful ally gem, which is the area clear power-ups. When it's activated, grants the team leader 10% stamina. We love that. And heals them for 5% max HP. So it is very good. Pairing him with yellow Daenerys, of course, to get that gem bonus. She has a fast speed move, and she heals a target for 50% attack and 21% stamina. I think it goes to 25% stamina. But passing stamina in a fast speed team is super important to get more moves off. Also, when you have blue Daenerys, she will get perks and build up her wrath the more times you use the skill. So the more times you can stack that, the better. She also has a great passive HP guard at 10%, so she can't get nuked right off the bat. When it's activated, she gains 100% stamina, so that means you could pass more stamina and heal. You could heal Drogo when he takes his damage from his move. And when she's defeated, all allies gain 25% stamina. Just phenomenal. Great character. Great character. You can't talk about the Free Cities without their tank, and they have a damn good tank. Normal speed move in a stamina reduction. He does do a little bit of damage to that and taunts the enemy team for 3 turns with a defense buff. If I upgrade this move, it goes to 25% defense buff, which is amazing. If you pair it with Jorah's lead, he'll have a 10% indefinite defense buff on top of that. And while he's taunting, he counters all allies that damage him with the skill. That's a nice little bonus. But normal speed is huge. You can get this move off very fast and taunt, which will allow your other Free City members to do their magic. When the team leader uses their skill, he's going to gain 25% stamina and 25% unnatural resistance for 4 turns. Another perk. You run out of the taunt, you get the team leader to use a skill, feed more stamina to Jorah. Jorah does his move again. And this is all about the magic. The magic right here is Blue Daenerys. Blue Daenerys, the best single target attack character in the game. Oh, we got a gear upgrade on her. Let's put that on her. So she basically, her move is a normal speed, which is good to start. She strikes an enemy for 145% attack, fire damage, and then afflicts them with fear. Then Rhaegal and Viserion strike a random target for damage, and they ignore taunt and stealth, so they will get going. So you're basically getting 3 attacks, 3 targets, or sometimes it could be the same. It's random, so you pick a target and then 2 random strikes. If one person is left on the board, it's all 3. But she really shines in her ability to gain wrath. Wrath is a very cool skill. When an ally uses their skill, Daenerys gets 2 wrath, or if they're Free Cities champion, she gets 3 wrath. So basically, she's going to get a bonus 25% attack damage per wrath, and on Drogon and Viserys and Rhaegal get a bonus 10% per wrath. And then when she uses her attack, she loses all wrath. So basically, you're going to do a skill, build up the wrath, and then unleash and do a massive amount of damage. She is just fantastic. There is a little bit of a learning curve because you do need to know how much wrath you need to build in order to be successful. She can be a little squishy, so you do need to have Jorah taunting to protect her. But he is normal speed, so that shouldn't be a problem. And then we have the extra characters which are remaining in the Free Cities. Dothraki Longbraid is an epic fighter. He does have a cool move that when he defeats an enemy with his skill, the team leader gains 40% stamina. And then when the leader uses their skill, he gains 35% stamina. But just be on the lookout because he is an epic, so he's not going to hit as hard, and it's going to be harder for him to get kills. So I wouldn't necessarily use him. Zoro has a very good shield. He has it's very slow speed too, so even in the fast Free Cities team, it will take a while. He does a shield and then defense buff with a chance for renew. He has a very good passive. When an enemy is defeated, he stuns the strongest enemy for 2 turns. Very nice. The common is a common, unfortunately, the Blood Rider. But he does pass stamina to the leader, and he does shield his leader, which is nice at normal speed. And then when the leader is defeated, he sacrifices himself to revive them with 50% max HP. When someone is revived, they lose all debuffs on them. So if they had 10 stacks of fire, 5 stacks of ice, 3 stacks of bleed, 10 stacks of raid, they come back to life and they lose all those debuffs. So just a nice character. And then we have Quathi, who is interesting because she has a fast speed move and she marks an enemy with prophecy, and whenever they use the skill, she hits them, reduces the target attack by 10 turns, and then also when someone uses their skill, she grants them 40% dodge chance for 4 turns. And if it was a crit, she heals them. So nice character right there if you don't have another one to use. But I do recommend building a hybrid with free cities. You could go with 3 to 4. So you will get the faction bonus to reduce stamina cost. And then pair it with other characters to make them faster. You can also use Brienne to be able to get shields on the team and do her magic. Brienne Free Cities is pretty amazing. Again, I am going to be building Zombie Mountain Free Cities. He has a fast speed. He has definitely the best AoE in the game. AoE attacking all enemies. So right now, if I get him up to level 9... he's going to do 280% physical damage to all enemies. I can get it up to 300 when I get it up to level 11. So he's going to be able to do 300% physical damage. And it's a slow speed move, but with Free City synergy, Daenerys passing stamina, it is going to hit hard. And it's going to be, you're going to have a triple threat for Free Cities. You're going to have Drogo, who's going to do AoEs on his crits and fill up stamina. You're going to have Blue Daenerys, who's going to gain Wrath and do tons of damage with her move. And then Zombie Mountain, I like that. I mean, you could pair like pretty much any high damage dealer in the game that you want. Someone with a good passive as well. And you could just go ahead and do lots of damage. There are a lot of good characters in the game that you can pair this off. And there will be future characters. So this guide is not done because Free Cities will have more characters in the future. I am pretty sure of it. I do not know offhand, but I'm pretty sure Free Cities will get more legendaries as time goes on. So the team is only going to get better, and it is super good to start. It is one of the better offenses in the game, and you do need your core, though. You definitely need your core of Khal Drogo, Blue Daenerys, and Jorah. Yellow Daenerys is a nice perk and a nice bonus. But again, to get that stamina bonus of reduction of cost is huge. And Jorah is just a phenomenal tank. So I really like this team. Comment below and let me know if you're going to be going Free Cities. And I will have a special video once the team is ready. I am slowly leveling them up. But once I get them ready, I do plan on bringing them to Alliance Wars. I hope you guys have a good one, and I will talk to you all next time. Take care all.